Hello, welcome to Quarter Style. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the challenge or how fun it was what I went through before I could have my first email account. Something very interesting that when I think about it, it's really fun to hear. Like spending 2 hours in a cyber cafe trying to create an account, googling. I don't know if it was Google back then. No, I wasn't using Google back then because it was in Yahoo. I remember Bing. Yeah, searching throughout the internet on how to create box. So this is how the story is. I had when I entered Form 1 in Boya, I had already developed that interest for computing. I had a friend, Divine. He too was interested in computing like me. So me and Divine, we like computing so much that we went and joined the ICT club in our school. We joined this club together. So one day now, Divine comes back and tells me his sister has created this box. Back then in Boya, when they talk of box, they are referring to their email box. That's what they meant. So they removed that part, email, and just say box. This me in Boya, everybody when you say box, everybody knew what it meant. When you tell I'd go check my box, everybody understood. So Divine says his sister has created his box. Oh, I didn't want to be left behind. And Divine's sister was working in a documentary, documentation, because back then not every company could have a photocopying machine, printing machine, all this thing. So there are places like documentation, you bring your documents, they just do all the documentation for you. She was working there, she had access to the internet, she could easily create an account for Divine. When Divine told me that I've created an account for him, I didn't want to be left behind. So I took money, went to the cyber cafe with the idea to create a box. So yeah, I spent more than 2 hours googling on all types of ways to create a box. Create box, make box, my box. There are times I really sit and I wonder if I could really see the search history I did that day, because it would be very, very interesting. I searched for every possible thing that concerned box, everyone box. I stumbled upon a lot of websites that had a keyword box in it. At the end of the day, I was unable to create box. I think I ended up creating an account somewhere. But when you want to create an account, the procedure will be go back, you need an email, this and that. I was entering, it wasn't working. So I spent more than 2 hours. Foolish me. I didn't want to ask anybody. I wanted to create my box because we had the idea that when you create a box, you have a password. So you don't want somebody to access your box, because that was the first question I was asking Divine. So if your sister created your box, it means she has access to your account. I didn't want people to have access to my account. So I spent 2 hours there and left nothing. I didn't succeed to create the box. Okay, so I didn't tell Divine about this. I didn't mention it to him. So while we came back, lucky enough for me, during one of our ICT practical sessions, they had to create email accounts for those who didn't have them. That's how I got introduced to Yahoo Mail, because that was Yahoo back then. Google Mail, Gmail wasn't popular. I think that's 2007, 2008. Gmail wasn't popular here back then. It was Yahoo Mail. So because we had to create a Yahoo account, because we were using Yahoo Messenger, while when we were in the ICT club, messages were sent through the Yahoo Messenger. So you needed to have a Yahoo account in order to access Yahoo Messenger. And definitely our teacher back then, Mr. Kane, he took time, he projected and was giving the procedures on how to create an email account. Back then, he talked about email account. It was different now. The process was different. In my head, when I went there, I wanted to create box. Everything was box. So he went through the procedure of creating the email account. Yeah, as it created, it was so sweet. I had my email account. Oh, I've never spent, I can't remember a period of time that I was so excited about the going online, like spending money going online, because as we created the box, we used to have access to the computer lab, those of us who were ICT students, every Wednesday, because in school, in our school, the procedure was we have, on Wednesdays, we have class from 7:30, it was from 8 o'clock to noon. From noon, we had what is called extracurricular activities. I've forgotten the right pronunciation of that. What it actually meant is that there are a lot of activities in campus. You're supposed to choose one. There are people who are doing sports, handball, football, volleyball, basketball, this and that. There are people who specialize in acrobatics. We have dance, props, this and that. There are drawing, but I and Divine, we were for ICT because we basically love computing a lot. So on Wednesday, we could access the lab only on Wednesdays and be able to use the internet, because all other time, in those normal days, if you're having a practical class, the teacher will be there teaching something. But on Wednesdays, we could have time after school and could remain tea. So that's why we used to access, we may have internet. But if not, you have to go to a cyber cafe to be able to access your mail. I think, I was in the cyber every day to check spams. It was so interesting. You just go and see spam messages in your mailbox, and you're so happy somebody has messaged you. You have received a message, even though it's a spam. But we didn't know spam. We wanted the messages to come. Because even when like Mr. Ken talked to us about spamming, I remember I've seen Forgotten That Future in Yahoo, because there was a way you could filter. Yahoo had like a process where you can filter your messages. I don't know if you still have it. You can filter your messages. But guess what? I was still checking my spam. It was so interesting. Because how many people had my email account back then? How many people would write the message to me? I think it was Divine and maybe some people in the ICT club. We met almost every day. There will be no need sending messages to each other. And if we wanted to communicate, we were using the Yahoo Messenger. That's where we're doing instant messaging on Yahoo Messenger, not sending mail. So every time I go online, I will check everything, read plus spams. So it was so interesting. Like when I say look of my experience with Yahoo, I can't explain. I can't really tell how I left Yahoo as my main email account to be using Gmail now. If you ask me to really explain what happened within that time period, I can't explain. I don't know, because I remember a couple of times I tried creating a Gmail account, it didn't work, or I created the next time I want to log in, they tell me that that's not the password, this and that. I can't really tell why I left Yahoo Mail for Gmail. Oh, I think I get it. Because when I just got to know the internet, I found myself subscribing on everything that I could find online. Like I subscribe myself to a lot of social medias, Tagged, Hi-Fi, Facebook. These are the ones I can remember. There are other websites that will ask you for mail letter, this and that. Because I was searching and go. Immediately I'm blocked and they're asking for an email address. I need to go forward. I'm going to put it, and it was Yahoo. It was my Yahoo Mail I will put there. So after a lot of times, it was difficult to filter the messages. Like even today, when I open my Yahoo Mail, I'm going to see a lot. The worst part about it that I tried to filter and it didn't work was Facebook, because Facebook would send. Because back then you couldn't have a Facebook account without having an email account before. I think that was a process. You needed to use your email account to create a Facebook account. So I used my Yahoo Mail account to create my Facebook account. Now, problem, when somebody likes something, they send you. They comment, they send you mail. Like a lot of mails. When I open my Yahoo account, I just see a lot of mails from Facebook. It was so frustrating. I think that should be one of the reasons that contributed for me to have a Google account, a Gmail account, separate where this stuff in here was organized. Yeah, I think that should be one of the things. Now, talking about the internet, I kind of enjoyed it, like getting to know the internet. Because in the beginning, when I heard about computer, I didn't know what the internet was. Like up to now, I can't still give a definition of what I had back then as when I was told the internet was, of what I was told the internet was when I got to know the internet. All I knew is that you go online. Which browser was back then? It was Internet Explorer. Yeah, you operate tip. There was a blue bar down. No, a green is loading. The tip point is like 100%. The page open. The internet was slow, damn slow. But I was patient. So interesting. So we could spend hours googling, like, let me not use the word googling. Google has dominated so much that I'm saying I kind of used googling when back then I didn't know what googling was. I wasn't even using Google because it was on Boeing. We spent a lot of the time scavenging the internet, searching, going up and down. Like, the worst part about it was when I subscribed to Target. Like, there's this social media tag, like TAGGED. I had an account there, like one of my best friends I've ever met online. We got connected on Tag. So, Tag had a feature that you could come and you have something like a farm where you plant tomatoes and harvest. So what happens is, if you plant tomatoes today, and they'll get ready until get rotten. So the process was, you don't want to leave your tomatoes to get rotten. You have to come every day to harvest. Oh, knowing the internet has been cool. Like, when they say the internet is one of the greatest inventions of the 21st century, of the 20th century, yeah, I cannot deny it's one of the coolest stuff out there. And I would like to hear your own story of how you got into in the internet. I know those of you in the Western world, this might look like, well, kind of crazy to you. But here in Africa and us in the third world countries, being introduced to the internet was so fun to us, and we didn't have proper guidance into what to do when you're on the internet, or what to do online, what not to do. A lot of those things were not taught, or even if they were taught, it was already too late. We have already done a lot of stuff. By the way, we knew the internet more than most of our teachers, because they never had that time. They didn't have that time to waste like we do, like we did. Let me use that word, because back then for us, after school, I can be in the internet like from 5 p.m. to 9. I'm in a cyber cafe. Teachers will not have so much time to spend, so we had an upper hand in access, and we knew more about the internet than most of our teachers. So it was kind of very difficult for them to really teach us or tell us something about the internet. So I would like to hear your own stories on how you created your first email account. Most of us started with Yahoo. Today we are using Gmail. Give me your own experience. What happened? When or where was the turning point that you have to switch from Yahoo to Gmail? Ciao. Now, before I say ciao, I would like to commend you to subscribe, click the bell icon, leave comment, ask questions, and see you in the next video.